Yo, this is Chris in Madrid here on Madrid Videos with y'all. And next up, I got another video for y'all, and this is called Elementary Days. In this video, I'm just gonna share with y'all a bunch of stories, about my elementary days, back in elementary school, from kindergarten all the way to 6th grade. Some of the best and most important moments, not only my elementary school days, but of my life. These moments have meant so much to me, and I thought I'd share them with you guys for the 4-year anniversary. Once again, thank you to every single one of you who watches the videos, subscribes, and likes them. Just thank you guys so much. And I thought I'd do something special for the 4-year anniversary. Since last year, for the 3-year, I shared the story of how the channel got started. So I thought this year I'd share the story of my kindergarten through 6th grade year, so y'all can know more about me, especially for those who don't know me personally. But anyways, thank y'all so much for subscribing and hanging with me these past 4 years. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe to Madrid Videos, tell your family and friends. Let's get to this now. Yo! Alright, y'all, here we go. Time to tell you guys about my childhood, at least my elementary school days. So what better way to start than let's start with kindergarten. So kindergarten was really fun. It was one of my favorite grades. Kindergarten was so good. I ended up doing it 2 years. I know most people want to do it 1, but I did it 2, and I liked my time in kindergarten. The first year, I honestly don't remember much from my first year of kindergarten, but the one thing I do remember, which is important, is I had my first kiss in kindergarten. I had it, right outside, our classroom, and it was like around, the playground was like right outside the door, literally like a few inches away. And this one girl, Christina, she gave me a quick kiss on the lips. That was my first kiss ever. It felt good. It lasted a couple seconds, but you know what, it felt good. She was really cute, so I'm proud to say she was my first kiss. She'll probably never watch this, but thank you, Christina, for breaking my kiss virginity. And then my second year of kindergarten, it was super fun. That year I had Miss Rome, and made a lot of friends, including one of my best friends, Michael. That's when I met him. We were good friends too. And there was one memory, that we both remember, where I pushed him down. That was hilarious. Where I pushed him, I just like, and then he was on the floor like all shocked. It was super funny. I ended up getting in trouble. I think I wasn't able to go to the lunch recess or the next recess after that. So, but it was worth it. It was a great memory. We're both laughing about it now. And also in kindergarten, that's when we started playing jackpot. That's when I invented jackpot, and we all started playing. And so I feel pretty proud to have said that, I started jackpot, in elementary school. It was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. We ended up playing that game from kindergarten all the way to 6th grade, and this is where it started, here in kindergarten. Let's go to 1st grade. Here we go. We got Michael Curtis eating popcorn, and he went to Gettysburg with me. We met in kindergarten, and here we are now, like 10 plus years later, still hanging. So, Michael, question of the day is, what was your favorite moment of elementary school?
When I used to cry a lot. Nah, I'm playing. My favorite moment was probably when you pushed me in kindergarten and you got in trouble. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was, yeah. That was a very funny moment. Do you have any other great moments or funny moments that you remember from elementary school, real quick?
Let's see. Probably when you threw a tennis ball at Nathaniel's balls. That was pretty funny.
What the hell? Oh yeah, that was funny. Good times, good stuff.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Thank you for your time, Michael.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
All right, now 1st grade. 1st grade was wonderful because I had one of my favorite teachers ever, Miss Tomba. She was a great teacher. She was not only hot, but she was super nice. It was a super nice class, and I loved the class all the way through. And this was a pretty good year. It was from what I remember, there's not a lot that I remember, but I do remember I had a crush on this girl named Ava. I don't know, she was super nice and super smart, and she smelled very good. That's what really attracted me. She wasn't the best looking girl, I can admit that now, but she smelled very good. Honestly, out of all the people I've ever met, she has the best smell ever. I'm not even gonna lie. To this day, honestly. No cap. And she was super smart. That's what really attracted me. I had a crush on her for almost a whole year. I would end up bugging her. For y'all who know me, y'all know me. I bug the shit out of people. I can get annoying times, and I was really fucking annoying. Maybe that's part what turned her off, but I mean, I'm straight, and I've loved ladies since I came out of the womb, and even 1st grade. you know, and it was pretty cool. I remember this one memory of where I was trying to impress her by playing soccer, and then it ended up not going well for me because I ended up getting kicked in the face, you know, by a soccer ball by this kid named Matthew, I think, yeah, Matthew, and he fucking kicked me right in the fucking face. It was like, got my fucking nose, you know. I started crying. It hurt a lot. My face was all filled with grass, you know. That's not the best memory. I can laugh about it now, but then I was in pain. It wasn't great, you know. And then another great memory I have from first grade is when I got in trouble because there was a snack shack. I guess I wasn't supposed to play on the playground, and I did it anyways. There was like no one playing, so I was like, yay, free playground to myself. So I started playing, and little did I know I wasn't supposed to play because I guess cross country was running through there, so they didn't allow us to play there. And then I got yelled at by this teacher named Miss Moses. She's like, you're not supposed to be there, PRA check, you know, say it in the most hood way possible. And you know, I'm laughing about it now, but I was extremely scared then as a first grader. So those are some great memories I have from first grade. Let's go to second grade. Second grade, I had another great teacher in Miss Casado. You know, she was also one of my favorite teachers ever, and also at Gettysburg. She was super nice, like Miss Tomba, super nice, you know. She was, you know, cute as well, but super nice, and, you know, she treated us very well as kids, and it was a lot of fun, that class. It was just super fun, and I'm glad she still remembers me, honestly, because a couple years ago, me and Michael, we went trick-or-treating, and we ended up at her house for some reason. I don't know fucking know how. You know, I didn't know where she lived. You know, I'm not a stalker. But but she remembered me. I was very cool. It took her a sec, but she remembered me, and I was very glad. I gave her a big old hug. You know, it was great. But anyway, so second grade was wonderful. I remember, you know, I became good friends with this guy named Luis, you know. He's very cool, you know. We were good friends. We hung a lot in second grade, you know. And he's super fast, you know. And, like, I could never beat him. And I remember just, like, one day I was just finally able to beat him. I finally beat him in a race, and I felt so proud of myself, you know. And back in elementary school, y'all know, you know, chicks love to go for the fastest dude in the class. And when I finally said I was the fastest dude in the class, you know, it didn't last too long, but for a couple days, you know, ladies were all over me because I was the fastest dude in the class. But then he ended up beating me, so then he was the fastest in the class, you know. And I also had a crush on this girl named Kate. She was super hot, you know. I was going through her IG a couple days ago. She's still super hot, you know. I should have made a move, but oh well, you know. Life goes on. I was in second grade, you know. But anyways, and also another thing about second grade that was, you know, really impactful was that I had my only fight in my life, really, only serious fight. It wasn't too serious, but it was a fight, you know. Me and this kid named Keontae, I think that's his name, you know. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but like we were playing basketball, and he elbowed me. It might have been on accident, but I got super pissed, and then we just started getting into it. We started punching each other, and then we got sent to the principal's office, and we both got in trouble. But you know, I have no regrets. Just don't elbow me, man. It might have been an accident, but still, I was super pissed about that. So yeah, that's one of the only fights I've ever been in my life, you know. So that was second grade. Let's go to third grade now. Third grade, you know, I had another great teacher, Miss Sauce. Man, I was very lucky with teachers. For the most part, all these teachers were great, but Miss Sauce was really good. And she's one of the few teachers, you know, on the teachers that I had in elementary school that are still teaching to this day. So that's pretty cool. One of the few, very few, that are teaching to this day. Most of them either retired or just not teaching at Gettysburg anymore. But Miss Sauce is still retiring, and she was great. She was also my football coach later on, you know, for JV. But she was a good teacher, and class was a lot of fun, you know. And this year I was real good friends with this kid's named Skylar and Gabriel. It was pretty cool, you know. I would have been more friends with Gabriel, but he ended up moving after this year. It made me really sad, you know, because we were very good friends in third grade. You know, he ended up moving to Hawaii, you know. I should have kept in touch with him, you know, but back then it was like 2011, 2012, you know. Instagram was just barely starting, and I didn't even have a phone yet, or, you know, I didn't have a phone number or nothing like that. So, yeah, man, would have loved to kept in touch with him. But anyways, third grade was also, I also remember this year because this was the last time I ever peed my pants. Because I peed my pants one time at recess. So I was trying to go. I had to go so badly, and I asked Miss Sauce, can I use the restroom? You know, this was a couple minutes before recess started. She said, you gotta wait a few minutes. If you don't wait, you're not gonna get recess. And then I said, okay. So I waited. You know, I was holding my pee like, you know, I had to pee so bad. And then right when recess hit, I run straight to the bathroom, but there's a shit ton of people there. You know, there's like a long line for the bathroom for some reason. It's like they want to go see the fucking Beatles or something. Like, oh my gosh. Like, so I got even more pissed, and I didn't know where to go, and I pissed my pants. I couldn't hold it no more, you know. As third graders, we have such a little bladder, such a little insensitive bladder, and I couldn't help it. I peed my pants, and the most embarrassing thing, I went to Miss Solace, was like, Miss Solace, I peed my pants. And she's like, are you kidding me? You're too old to be pissing your pants. And it was really embarrassing. I should have just not had recess at all that day, honestly, because, you know, pissing my pants and facing the humiliation, that's basically one of the worst recesses ever. So I should have been postponed. I should have just had to sit on a fucking wall and not had recess. That probably would have been better. So then I could have used the restroom, because I had to go super bad for some reason. So that's the last time I pissed my pants. It was very humiliating. That's probably why I've never pissed my pants since, because that was so humiliating. But that was 3rd grade, you know. And also, I almost forgot, but the last day also, this girl named Deanna, she was fat, you know. She told me that she liked me on one of the last days at school, and I rejected her so hard, you know. I should have been a little nicer about it, but I didn't really like her at all. So yeah, I tried to tell her the nice way possible. It was a little awkward, but you know, you can't win them all. You gotta reject some people. I mean, you know, love's gotta be there. You know, it's gotta go both ways. It can't just go one way. But anyway, so yeah, that's one of the very few times I had to reject a girl. You know, but I was flattered though. But anyways, that's 3rd grade. Let's go to 4th grade now. All right, here we go. 4th grade. 4th grade was actually one of my best years in elementary school and school in general. 4th grade was a terrific year, you know. I became good friends with Ethan, Nathaniel, DeAndre, Ramius, and Michael. We all became really good friends, you know. We had a little clique and stuff. It was just an amazing year. You know, me and Ethan would argue about WWE all the time, you know. He was a huge CM Punk fan, and I was a huge John Cena Punk fan. And at that time in WWE, they were big rivals. They were going head-to-head with each other. And, you know, they would go back and forth, you know. So, like, obviously, I was a John Cena guy, he was CM Punk. So we'd have fun and great arguments about that, you know. This is the first year where I entered sports, you know. I did cross country, you know, that was great. I also did wrestling this year, you know. I sucked ass at both, basically. I guess at cross country, I wasn't bad at running, but it was just too long for me. Good thing I didn't do cross country after that, because the distance was way too fucking far. And in wrestling, you know, it was okay, you know. You know, I only lost a few fights that year, but, you know, I wasn't like, you know, they weren't that good, the people who I fought, because it was JV. I was on JV in wrestling, but when I had competition, I ended up losing. And it was funny, at one of the tournaments, you know, I faced a girl, and I told myself, I can't lose to a girl, I can't lose to a girl. So I beat her in less than 5 seconds. I took her down. That was one of the fastest pin downs ever, because, like, I couldn't be known as that guy who lost to a girl, because this guy named Marcus, you know, he didn't necessarily lose a girl, he tied with the girl, but he got taken down. She literally body slammed her like Hogan to Andre, and everyone made fun of him, and I could not be that guy. I told myself, if I lose, I can't be that guy to make fun of. Either she takes me down or I lose. So I got in some kind of zone and just fucking took her down real quick. I felt bad because I made her cry, so I ended up apologizing, but it's better to be known as that than be known as the guy who got beat or taken down by a girl, honestly, for real. Just keeping it 100. But anyways, you know, wrestling was fun. You know, I wish I would have been varsity, but unfortunately I wasn't, because I had like 2 of the best guys, you know, 2 of the best wrestlers in our school in my weight class, Matthew and McKelly. So there was no way I was going to be varsity. You know, they were 2 of the best, and they were in my weight class. And then, also, this was just a fun year, hanging out with my friends, getting to know them, becoming closer friends with the people I said, Nathaniel, Michael, Ethan, DeAndre, Ramius. You know, especially Michael, because, like, I would end up going to his house by the end of the year. It was, like, really fun, you know, and we were on the same baseball team in the A's. And I just remember this year going to Hawaii. It was so cool. It was disappointing I couldn't be able to be in the playoffs that year for the A's. But, come on, it's a trip to Hawaii, man. You can't turn down Hawaii. And still to this day, I haven't been in Hawaii ever since, so that's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I had to go, you know, for my dad, who was coming back from employment at that time, because he was gone for almost a year, you know, traveling overseas for the military and stuff. So I had to go to Hawaii, you know, to surprise not only my dad, but just see Hawaii in general. It was great seeing the beach, you know. So yeah. But I'm here with my good friend Nathaniel. We've been great friends since elementary school, and here we are now, 10+ years later, still hanging out. So Nathaniel, question of the day is, what was your favorite moment of elementary school? Go.
You know, me and Christian both went to Gettysburg, same elementary school. But my favorite moment, we had this game called Jackpot. You know, we would just kick the ball up in the air, and if you catch it, you know, it's a point. So I played that for like recess, all those elementary school, and then we had this game called Death Valley, where you get like a tennis ball, you know, throw it against the ball. You know, there's a bunch of rules to it, but that was one of my highlights. And then I played baseball for 5th and 6th grade. You know, I made the JV team, but it was a pretty fun experience at Gettysburg.
That's good. That's great. Those were some great times playing Death Valley, Jackpot, and baseball. Great time. Thank you for your time, Nathaniel. As I mentioned earlier, I had Miss Jackson once again in 5th grade, and 5th grade, it was another good year. I don't think it was as good as 4th, but you know, sometimes, most of the times, the sequel isn't as good as the original, so it was one of those, you know. It was like, you know, Godfather 2 was good, but it wasn't better than Godfather 1. It was like that, you know. They're both good, but Godfather 1 is better, you know. Some may disagree with that, but anyways. So this was the year I got in trouble. I got in major trouble. One of the few times in my life where I got in major trouble. So me, Luis, Ignacio, and Thomas, we all cheated on the AR test, and it was serious. It was bad, you know. We cheated. I only cheated like once, but it's still once. It doesn't matter if it was once or 100 times. That's what they told me, you know, when I tried to plead my case. It was only one time. You know, I still got in trouble. You know, I had like 60 points in the first quarter, but they all get erased because I just cheated on one test. It was a 5-point book. It was like some Percy Jackson book, you know, and I was like, damn, that sucked. And I got grounded for a month, so I couldn't be able to hang out with my friends, or I couldn't really do anything for that month. It sucked, you know. So don't cheat, kids. Don't cheat. Punishments will come, you know. And ever since then, I've done little to no cheating, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud I got taught that great lesson, you know, early in life, to not cheat, because there's big repercussions for cheating. And ever since I haven't cheated, and I've got tremendous grades, terrific grades, and that's why, because I don't cheat. So don't cheat, kids. Okay, enough with the lesson, but anyways, so, you know, I became good friends with Luis, Ignacio, and Thomas that year. It was a wonderful year, you know, with that. And, you know, I finally was able to play football. You know, I always wanted to play football. I was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, and I really wanted to be like the Nets, like Emmitt Smith, you know. But, you know, I wasn't that good at football, and I had to learn that at first. I wasn't very good, but I feel I wasn't given many opportunities, you know, in football to really show, because they mostly wanted me as a fucking lineman or on defense, as like a defensive end or something. I wanted to try receiver, running back, you know. I feel I wasn't given that shot, you know, and it really disappointed me, you know. But honestly, I felt the coaches were very biased as fuck, you know, personally. There was this one white guy, I don't remember his name, white, skinny white dude. He fucking sucked as a coach. Probably the worst coach I've ever had in any sport. You know, he just put the same people, and they were mid-ass people. You know, I know better people for those positions, but he didn't put those because, you know, he favored a lot of kids. He showed favoritism, and that was fucking bullshit. But anyways, you know, but football is still pretty fun. You know, I did, in the very first game, it was so cool. In the very first game, we were playing Weldon, and it was like a 12-6 game. You know, Weldon had 6, and Gettysburg, we had 12, and it was like coming to the closing seconds of the game. It was about like maybe less than a minute or so, and they had like 1 or 2 more plays. And then they snapped the ball, and then they were trying to go, and then like the running back was running with it, and I stripped the ball out of his hands, and then the fumble, and then I just hopped on that bitch, and then I got the fumble recovery. There was like about 5 or 10 other dudes stacked on top of me, no pun intended. And I got the ball, I held it up, and it was cool. My dad and mom were there. It was a happy moment. You know, it was one of the best moments, you know, in my sports history, especially football. I got the game-winning fumble. It was so cool. We won the game because of me and JV, you know. That was pretty cool. But later that day, I ended up finding out that my parents were getting fucking divorced. So, yeah. Tell me about timing. Shitty fucking timing, yeah. The same day where I'm having one of the best days of my life turns into one of the worst days of my life, learning about my fucking parents divorcing. That's something. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Anyways. Not here to complain, you know, what's in the past, but basketball was pretty cool. You know, I almost made varsity. I'm actually glad I didn't make varsity because I would have got less playing time, so I settled for JV, and I got much more playing time. I was one of the best players on JV, I feel. There was a lot of good players, but I feel I was one of the better ones, you know, not saying that arrogantly or anything, but it was fun, you know, playing JV basketball, but baseball was really fun. I made varsity my first year. I was super proud of that. I was a starting first baseman, you know, and it was pretty cool, you know. My first year for Gettysburg for varsity baseball, I didn't do as good. I did better in the second year, which we'll get to in 6th grade. But, you know, first year was really good, you know. I was, again, one of the best players. And Jeremiah, Brody, they were, like, some of the best players. They were really good. Jeremiah hit a home run almost every game. It was terrific just playing and learning from those older guys, you know. And then I could carry the torch next year, you know. So it was pretty cool. And then band, it was terrific, you know. Band was pretty cool. You know, I got to play trumpet. You know, I realized early on it wasn't an instrument for me, so then I quickly switched to baritone, and I'm glad I did that because I was able to play Indiana Jones, Rocky, Eye of the Tiger, 25 or 6 or 4, Jaws, and it was terrific, you know. We had a lot of fun doing that. Sorry that it cut off, guys. You know, my phone, you know, got too heated up. You know, it is really hot out here. It is over 100 degrees. So, yeah, but anyways, as I was saying with band, it was a lot of fun. You know, I only did it for a couple years, but I started with 5th, and it was really cool, learning a lot of cool songs, you know, but I realized it wasn't really my calling, you know, so I didn't continue that after 6th grade with band. I kind of wish I kept it as a hobby though with the baritone, because I was pretty good at it, I'm not gonna lie. But with 5th grade, so band was great, and then after that, you know, I did the athletic commission. Believe it or not, I was on student council in elementary school for a semester. It was pretty cool. I know I probably don't look like someone who's been on student council before, you know, but I did it one semester, you know, as the athletic commissioner. It was pretty fun. I couldn't really do much. I didn't really do shit. And the only things I really did was inflate fucking balls, really, and show up at most or all of the athletic games or stuff. But that's really it. I didn't really do shit. It was just more like bragging rights, title. But anyways, it was pretty cool. So that was 5th grade. Now let's go to 6th grade now, yo. So here we are, almost at the end of the video. But first, I gotta talk about 6th grade. 6th grade, I think it's probably one of my favorite years in school ever. You know, I said that about a lot of them, but 6th grade, I really mean it. This is on the top, you know, the food chain. It was, you know, one of the biggest and most impactful years of my life. You know, 6th grade was definitely on another level, and I have so many memories. You know, I'll share a few. I can't share them all. I wish I could, but that could make a whole video on 6th grade, because 6th grade was so important and so wonderful, not only me, for my friends too. But I'll share some with you guys now. So I had my favorite teacher ever, Mr. Mattis, to start off. Mr. Mattis was just so cool, so chill and relaxing and laid back, you know. He was a terrific teacher. He even, one time, it was funny, he let me slide with saying the F word. So we were on the way to football game, actually, and we were walking down, you know, going towards the game, and I was talking with Daniel, and I forgot what Daniel said, but he said something weird, and then I just said, "What the fuck?" And then Mr. Mattis turns to me, he's like, "What'd you say?" And I said, "Oh no, I said what the fudge," even though me and him, we both know I said the F word. It was obvious, but he let me go. He's like, "I better hope you said that." And I said, "Yeah, that's what I said." So he let me slide, probably because we were about to go to a game, but he could have got me in trouble, but he didn't. He let me slide, and I never cussed in front of him again, which I'm super glad that he let me slide. He liked me, one, even though I wasn't one of the best players on the team, I was one of the best students in the classroom, so I bet that's why he let me slide, you know. And that was a pretty cool memory with Mr. Maddox, you know. And this was the year, my final football game ever for JV. We faced Mickey Cots, and I got my only touchdown ever. It was pretty cool, you know. I ended up, you know, getting a fumble recovery, because I only played defense in 6th grade. I fucking hate being the offensive line, so I just settled for defense, you know. And I got a football recovery, and I was running towards it. It was funny. I was like fumbling as I was running to the end zone, because I wasn't used to having the fucking ball, especially in the game, because I usually play defense. I wasn't used to touching the ball too often, you know. But anyways, I got a touchdown. I was super happy. I was like, yay! We ended up kicking their ass that game. You know, it was a good last game. We beat them, and I got at least one touchdown, one career football touchdown. It was super cool, you know. And then I ended up getting promoted for varsity for a game, so which was pretty cool, maybe partly because of that. You know, a lot of us did in 6th grade, you know, for the championship game. We were fighting for 3rd. I think it was Nelson Elementary. I could be wrong. I forgot the exact name of the elementary school we faced, but we ended up winning that game. What was pretty cool is that I almost got an interception, you know, because I was playing corner, and the quarterback threw the ball, and it was like literally right to me. Like, it was a horrible throw, and the receiver was nowhere in sight. So I ran to it, and I was about to catch it, but it bounced off my fucking shoulder pads, because I wasn't used to catching balls off my shoulder pads. I was used to just catching balls naturally, you know, on the chest or in the stomach or in my face sometimes, you know. But anyways, yeah, so I dropped an interception. We were kicking her ass anyway, so it didn't really mean anything. I just wish I would have caught it and ran for a touchdown. I probably would have got ramsacked by one of the fucking offensive players, because they were absolute units. But it was cool that I was able to play in that game, you know. And also 6th grade was memorable, because I had one of my first and my own so far girlfriend, you know. I dated this girl named Chelsea. You know, I just remember the day asking her out. It was September 3rd, 2014. I asked her out, you know. It was by the hills, you know, the recess hills, you know, where we would usually play jackpot, you know. And this was also the year that we really stopped playing jackpot, you know, because we were all growing up and shit, you know. But anyways, back to the story. So it was like where these hills were, where we played jackpot. It was like right by where Mr. Matt's classroom was, and I just asked her, like, "Will you go out with me?" I was nervous. as shit, because I never really asked out a girl. So I was like, "Will you go out with me?" You know, we became close friends at the summer, because she went to Michael's swim party previous year. You know, ended up talking any chance we could. You know, she was really cute. I thought she was really cute, and we ended up dating. You know, we ended up dating for a little bit. You know, and it was nice. You know, having a girlfriend. You know, she was real cool and stuff. You know, and you know, it was funny, because Michael really liked her too, but I got with her, you know. But but I don't know, but like, you know, it was pretty funny, you know, that Michael were like my girlfriend. It was a little weird at times, but you know, it was pretty cool. You know, we dated for about a month or two. I forgot the exact time, but you know, it was cool. And then we eventually ended up breaking up because her friend Megan was an extreme bitch. You know, she was really hot, you know, but she was an extreme bitch, very big bitch, you know. But yeah, so I ended up, you know, dating Chelsea for a little bit. Megan ended up ruining it because she asked me if I wanted to go out with her, and I said yes. I intended it to be a joke, but I guess they didn't take that way. If you know me, I have dark humor, but I guess they weren't taking it. They didn't know what dark humor was. It was 6th grade, you know. They took it at face value. You know, maybe I should have not joked about that, but it is what it is. You know, we ended up getting back together for a brief while after that. It was brief though. And then she ended up going for this guy named Dylan Mead, something like that, you know, which was all cool, you know. It was time for me to move on as well. But yeah, it was cool, you know, having a girlfriend for a little while, you know. But anyways, in basketball, I was on varsity. I was so glad I made the varsity team, and I got the most improved award. You know, it was a pretty fun year playing basketball. And in baseball, I was on varsity, of course, first baseman, starting first baseman. I was like I was the best player on the team, no doubt. Even coach told me that. My last at bat of the season, coach went to me in my final bat. He's like, "This is the time we need you. You need to win it." It was tie game against Jefferson. It was 7-7. He's like, "This is the moment we need you most. You are the best player on this team. We need you to come through." I folded under pressure, I'm not gonna lie. That was the only time during the season I felt pressure, and I had a fucking foul pop up. I was so fucking pissed. And I actually struck out that game too. I didn't do too good. I had one home in the beginning, but then after my other 2 at-bats, I did shit. I struck out my at-bat before that. That was the only time that season I struck out, and I threw my bat. I was fucking pissed. I didn't give a fuck, you know, if honestly anyone saw, you know. I was extremely pissed. After that, I struck out, and Mr. Maz told me, you know, you can't be doing that. I was like, yeah, I know. I was pissed. I struck out for the first and only time I see. I wanted to go a season with no strikeouts, but unfortunately, you can't win them all. But I ended up winning the best offensive player of the year, so I was really happy about that. And I ended up getting like 3 or 4 homers that season against Mickey Kotz off Mick Bukowski, you know, who's now playing for Cal Poly. So it was pretty cool to say I hit a homer off him, you know. And I hit a homer against Sierra Vista and Jefferson, and I think Weldon, you know. So yeah, so that was a great year. And this year, sorry guys, my bad again. I got interrupted again, you know. I'm just gonna reshoot the rest of this video in my car. You know, I got interrupted fucking the heat, and my phone's about to die, so I had to put it on the charger. But anyway, so finishing off my 6th grade story. So, you know, where was I? So I was staying with baseball. So yeah, I was the best offensive player for baseball that year in varsity. And this year was a really good year because I really got close with, you know, more close with my friends Michael, Nathaniel, you know, Ethan, Johnny. You know, that's where I met Johnny in 6th grade, and Randy. You know, it was a very fun year, you know, especially Sonora. You know, Sonora was probably one of my favorite memories in elementary school, you know, going to Sonora. It was super fun, you know, hanging out with them, you know, and just like, you know, fucking around, especially like night 1. It was just so cool, that Sonora trip, you know. It was weird too, you know. My friend fucking Ethan decided to fucking, you know, hump a pillow. I was talking with him about this, reminding him a few days ago, and he says he didn't hump the fucking pillow. He says he just put his fucking ass out and just started rubbing the pillows. I was like, that's not really a fucking difference. But anyways, whatever. It was funny as fuck, you know. It was weird, but it was pretty funny, you know. And then like some person kept on fucking banging the doors and snapping his fingers. It got so fucking annoying. We all got annoyed, and years later ended up finding out it was fucking Nathaniel. What the fuck, Nathaniel? You know, but it was really fun, extremely fun. And fucking, you know, night 2, the fucking chaperones and the teachers, they had it. They didn't want to hear our bullshit. We were so fucking rowdy and loud. And it was funny. Mr. Murphy was just saying, we're not gonna have any of that shit. You guys are gonna settle down. You guys are gonna act good. You're just gonna be quiet and just sleep, because we got to get up hella early the next morning. It was just so funny. And then I just hear Johnny, he's like, "Roop." And he's just like, "Roop." It was super funny. I don't know how Mr. Murphy didn't fucking hear it. Like, I fucking heard it, and I was like 2 bunks down from him, and Mr. Murphy was right next to him. I was like, is this, he needs to check his hearing, because I fucking heard that. And Mr. Murphy was closer to Johnny than was to me. So I was like, how the fuck did he not hear that? It was just super funny, you know. And some other great memories. This was a fantastic trip in general. You know, I didn't throw up. I was super happy because the year before, when we went to a Yosemite trip, I ended up fucking throwing up, and it was so embarrassing. You know, I had vomit all over me all fucking trip. It was not as fun as the Sonora. Sonora was super fun. You know, even though I was super fucking hungry the 3rd day, you know, because we didn't really eat much because I had a shitty breakfast, and then we ended up going home. We ended up being delayed because, you know, some girl got a bloody nose, so that was that. But Sonora was super fun, you know. It was great memories, you know. And then also, I remember I couldn't go to Blackbeard's for the band, you know, that year at the end of the year trip. The band goes to Blackbeard's. I couldn't go that year for the band. I went for the whole school in general, but I couldn't go for the band because I didn't go to the last performance, you know. Each year, they have a final performance for band to show off your skills, see what you learned all year. And I couldn't go to that because I had a baseball game. And I told her the truth, my band teacher. I was like, I couldn't go. I had baseball. And she's like, you had baseball games every day. You only had this once. You ain't going Blackbeard's. Give me my tuba back. And I was like, okay, I guess. It is what it is, man. I could just go to fucking Blackbeard's another day, you know, by myself, honestly. It didn't really fucking matter. So I was chilling. But it was just funny. And this was the year I tried being the president twice, and it ended up failing. I wasn't president either times. I ran twice, and I lost both times. You know, it is what it is. You know, I don't think I would want to have been president anyways. It would have been fucking weird. You know, I'm not president material. I'm not real on the politics and stuff like that. Not even the elementary school politics. You know, it was just really bragging rights. You couldn't really do much as the fucking president anyway. So I don't know, being a president is what it is. And it probably would have been awkward because Chelsea, who I dated this year in 6th grade, was the vice president. So after we broke up, that shit would have been awkward as fuck, honestly. So it was a blessing in disguise not being president, you know. So yeah, elementary school was great. I thank you for all the friends that I made, and a lot of them I still have to this day, you know, from elementary school. You know, this time in my life really meant a lot to me, and it was great to share and relive and reminisce with some of these memories with you guys. You know, for you guys that know me, and for you guys that don't know me, you learn a little bit more about me in this video. I just thank you all for watching this video and watching all my videos. You know, like, comment, subscribe to my viewers, tell your family, friends. It's been 4 years. I hope for 4 more times 4. You know, hopefully, you know, it's been a wonderful time. Just thank you all so much. These were my elementary days. You know, let me know if you guys want me to share with you guys some of my middle school memories, high school memories, and when I'm done with college, I could share those, you know. But I decided I'll do elementary first and then go to those. But thank you all for watching. You know, I love y'all. Peace. Thank you all so much for watching Madrid videos. Please subscribe.